Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Ben. And again, I do apologize for the lateness of some of these videos. I'm trying to get them out as soon as I can, but this will be a nice, relaxing bit because Ben wanted me to do a commentary on the 1987 film Over the Top. If anyone wants to request any type of videos, whether it be a topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, random thoughts, topics, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I'll get to it as soon as I can, and for those who sent them, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And let's get right into it. Pause at the beginning. Thank you once again, Ben. Really appreciate your kindness. And press and play now. After the MGM logo, I think we don't have the Canon logo, I believe. Yep, there we go. Canon Films. I remember many times as a kid seeing that logo and thinking I'm going to be in for a good time at the movies. And that's why they were one of my favorite companies of the 80s. Invasion USA, Death Wish 3, American Ninja 1 and 2, and films like this. Directed by Menahem Golan of Golden Globus. Ran Canon Films. I believe Menahem Golan did the Delta Force as well. And of course we have the music here in this country playing by, I believe it's Robin Zander, which I didn't realize this until not too long ago, that I guess overseas, or like some places, a different guy sings this song named Eddie Money. I did listen to it. I do prefer this version. I think Robin Zander's voice fits better. But yeah, I didn't know there was two versions of this song. This is a fantastic soundtrack. This easily my top 5 favorite soundtracks of all time, along with Rocky IV. Winner Takes It All, this one, Take It Higher, BB Halfway. I even like the score by Giorgio Moroder, who worked on films like Scarface. And this is a film that, sadly, when it came out, it got completely destroyed. This is a time when Stallone was not doing the best box office wise, because Stallone, I mean, Rambo 2 and Rocky 4 were huge hits in '85, but after that, Cobra didn't flop, but it was a disappointment because it did not make a whole lot of money. People thought it's coming out in the summer, and this was right after two over $100 million hits, and then this film couldn't crack 50 million in the U.S. I think it made like 49 million in the U.S. It was just considered a severe disappointment. But I love Cobra. This film was just a bomb. It cost 25 million and made 16 million in the U.S. on a $25 million budget. That's a flop. And I think Stallone was with the project for a while. He did it for the money. We could be honest on that, because he got like a $12 million paycheck. And I know that's the reason why Golden Globus, their names are attached to Cobra. Because I think it's one of those things where they were getting ready to make this film, but then Stallone has a chance to do Cobra, Warner Brothers wanted him. And then they're like, well, we got his name, like we got him on this contract to do this film. How about this? We'll lend you Stallone. You could do Cobra. But yeah, can you have our names somewhere in there? And then they are. But that's the only reason why their names are attached to Cobra. So then after Cobra, he did this film. But yeah, this film was a big bomb. Rambo 3 sadly underperformed, although I think that's an underrated sequel. Lock Up, which I love, that was a flop. So Lock Up was a flop. This was a flop. Oscar, which I liked, that became a flop. Stop Where My Mind Will Shoot became a flop. And I don't mind that film. It wasn't until Cliffhanger when he finally found success at the end. Tango Cash did okay. Tango Cash did okay, but because of all of the additional photography, all the money put into that, I'm not going to say that film lost money, but again, it wasn't this $100 million blockbuster that I'm sure they were hoping for. I would say if you talk to people, it at least underperformed based on expectations. And again, the amount of trouble that film had in making of it, and directors getting fired, and new people coming in, and all the other stuff that went in. But I love this film. I love this film ever since I was a kid. I never thought it was as silly and goofy as people made it out to be. I think it's a good father-son story. I think Stallone does a great job as this blue-collar truck driver who wants to make amends and meet his kid. I don't know why people keep looking at Stallone. Like, God for... The women should be looking at him and go, ooh, what a body. Maybe it's the lapels or whatever you want to call them. Maybe that's why. But of course we have the kid David Mendenhall, which he got a lot of crap for this film. He got a lot of crap for this film. The critics tore him apart. The Razzies nominated him for Worst Supporting Actor. I just didn't think he was that bad. I don't think he did that bad of a job. I mean, think about the amount of kid actors throughout the years and the variety of movies and variety of kids' movies even. And I think David Mendenhall wasn't that bad. Now, he didn't do a whole lot of films after this. I mean, at this time, it was like, okay, he's in, I think, another Canon film, Going Bananas. There was They Still Call Me Bruce. And did some TV work. But didn't do a whole lot after that. And I kind of, like, throughout the years, like, people, make jokes about the film. Oh, it's about arm wrestling. And I'm sitting there going, so let me get this straight. Those same people, some, I would say, you're fine with GoBot robots fighting each other, like in that Hugh Jackman film Real Steel, which held the skeleton of that movie is this movie. That's what it is. Father and son story, going to this tournament, trying to bond along the way, get through the personal issues. Only that film, Hugh Jackman literally sells his kid. I'm sorry, if you sell your kid, there's zero reason for me to care about you. One of the main problems I have with Real Steel. But yeah, and also, oh, it's so ridiculous, an arm wrestling tournament. Number one, those exist. Number two, we have power slapping nowadays. We live in a world where power slapping is reality. But this is ridiculous. Stand there while I slap you as hard as I can. Don't move. And I guess whoever gets knocked out loses. That's how the hell it works. So, give me a break. I like Sly's performance. It's understated warmth to it. So much for small talk. Again, Sly puts up with a lot from the kid, but he's understanding because the kid is angered because has been in his life for the longest time. And then we find out that he was lied to, that Sly wrote to him all the time and they took all the letters. Now, granted, that's one issue I have. Why don't you burn the letters? What was the point of keeping the letters? I think right there, Sly knows what happened, but you can't say anything. So that, yeah, we had the conversation right here about the letters not being sent. Again, we find out that Robert Loggia kept them. Again, I don't know why he would keep the letters, why he would just not burn the letters, destroy the letters. But I guess we have, yeah, I know. Maybe if they had it where maybe Robert maybe Robert Loggia like gave them to the nanny. Maybe there's like if he had a nanny or something, but the nanny kept them all. And if we had like another character where it's like the nanny secretly kept these letters, didn't tell him because then Robert Loggia would find out, but maybe when the kid was older out of the house, then he would give the letters now that he's more independent. That would explain that at least a little bit. Here's Robert Loggia, and we got Terry Funk behind him on the right here. Okay, he's way back there in the black suit. That's Terry Funk. Rest in peace. The wrestler. Which I know Stallone was a fan of wrestling, and he did that Paradise Alley. I remember I heard a story that I think Terry Funk was on that as well, and some of the stuntmen were giving crap about wrestlers, and Stallone said, "Hey, you guys shut up, because you know what? Those guys do it, 300 over 300 days a year. Like you try getting slammed down on your back, get run through the ropes and all that for 300 times. Let's see how you feel." So he definitely respected wrestling. He stood up for wrestling, and I think he was there when was it when Hulk Hogan went to the Hall of Fame? When someone in the Hall of Fame, Stallone was there, the WWE Hall of Fame. And he would use wrestlers in other movies as well. But yeah, rest in peace, Terry Funk. And then, of course, Robert Loggia as the grandfather of the kid. May he rest in peace, too. He was the general in Independence Day. He got an Academy Award nomination for a film called Jagged Edge, which I've heard of, I haven't seen. Of course, he was in Scarface, where he was telling Tony Montana the rules. Don't underestimate the other guy's greed. Don't get high on your supply. But yeah, the critics tore this apart. I love Stallone's reaction because Stallone's reaction to what the kids is kind of his reaction nowadays to all the woke stuff. He just has a headache on it. Because I know recently Sly has been against the whole woke culture, and so I see like this is the way it describes this finite meal he should have. He's like, oh my god, like the Demolition Man, put me back in the fridge. And see, I know people they get mad at the over the topness of over the top, but I like these other characters that he meets because they stand out from the crowd. I mean, I would say in a way, when you get to the cast of arm wrestlers in the third act, it's like WWF at the time. Colorful, bigger than life personalities. And then we got Bull Hurley back there, who's going to be our main villain. And I disagree with what Sly says, where he's like, you know, if I made this film, it'd be in an urban environment, it'd be more subtle, it wouldn't have the rock songs. Rick Zumwalt, I believe his name, as a Bull Hurley, Rick Zumwalt. Now, if he looks familiar, he was the guy in Batman Returns who Michael Keaton punches, and the guy's like, "Oh, is that it?" Michael Keaton looks down, he put a bomb on him, then throws him over, pretty much kills him. I think they tattoo Strongman in Batman Returns. I think for arm wrestling, these scenes actually work. Now, granted, I don't know if that's an illegal move where you do that. I thought someone said like if you do that nowadays, that'd be labeled an illegal move. Maybe not in 1987. I don't know. But I know like you reposition, you do like a pressure point or something, and be able to win. But I think like how do you make arm wrestling scenes interesting? I think with the store, like the store almost sounds like a horror film to be very tense, and then not in this scene, but sometimes slow mo is used. Again, I think Stallone plays it very understated, very subtle, which I think is was a good choice because when you're dealing with the issues of a kid trying to trust you again, if he was like going on over the top and angry and upset and be like, okay, is this guy like going to hit the kid or something? And just makes it seem a bit more endearing. I think for a lot of kids, this may be deep, but fuck it, this film deserves it. I think there's a lot of kids who grew up and maybe they didn't have a dad, or they had a dad that wasn't a great dad, or they had a dad that wasn't a superb dad, or it was a dad that passed away, it was a dad that, or a dad that left. Any of those elements. And so you watch this film as a kid and you live vicariously through the David Mendenhall character. You live through that character and you see just how this relationship kind of grows. And I think for a lot of people, they wish for that. They wish for that connection. They wish for that experience. They wish for that father-son unit to be strong that sadly they don't have in their lives. And I think that's appealing to a lot of people as well. I forgot that the grandfather told the kid that Sly dealt with drugs. I forgot about that part. It's a prequel to Black Dog. I never knew this was a prequel to Black Dog the whole time. Although that was more with their... Was it guns? Anyway. I just never understood the hatred that this film got. Never really understood it. But I just, like, at that time, it just seemed like the public was just not as in love with Sly as they were before. Because even Cobra, which seems like a crowd pleaser, I thought it was a crowd pleaser, it didn't do anything at the box office. And then you compare it to Arnold, and Arnold's career is soaring. I mean, from Predator came out the same year as this, and that was a huge hit. Then Twins, and Kenner and Cop, Total Recall. I think with Arnold, he knew he was a. Here's the thing between Arnold and Sly. Arnold, like I was always more of a Sly fan than an Arnold fan. I liked Arnold. I liked a lot of Arnold movies, but I've always been a bigger Sly fan. Sly definitely took himself more serious as an actor. He thought of himself more as an actor. And so he would gravitate towards, well, paycheck, but also he wanted to be known as an actor. I mean, you look at his early films like Rocky, even Paradise Alley, Fist. He wanted to be the next Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Those are the guys he was gravitating towards. And then when he got labeled the action star, you tell he fought it. He fought it a while. I mean, he took the paycheck for this, but I'm sure he looked at okay as an acting role where I get to be a father to this son, and there's not a lot of action. There's no shooting. There's a little bit of fisticuffs where he punches the guy who's taking the kid. But other than arm wrestling, it's more of a drama. It's more of a drama. Lockup, which is great. Sadly, that bombed. But that's more of a drama, a prison drama. With some action elements in a way, but it's a drama. It's just... Arnold knew he was a gimmick. He knew he was bigger than life. So you would find bit scenarios, or what's the term I'm thinking of? Not a high profile idea, but he would find, okay, this idea seems like something that will sell tickets. High concept. Like a high concept idea. Okay, wait a minute. Aliens came out. What if I and a team dealt with a sci-fi element and were hunted down in the jungle? Oh, that intrigues people. The concept, high concept idea. Total Recall. Oh, this seems like a high concept idea. Oh, what if I'm a twin and Danny DeVito's my twin? What if I'm a cop? I gotta be a teacher for kids. Here we have the song Meet Me Halfway by Kenny Loggins. Another fun song on the soundtrack. A bit of a bonding. Yeah, that nice scene where the kid's on the Sly's shoulder and now they're bonding, working out a bit, hanging out with each other. Meet me halfway across the line. Bro wants to only you and I. Very nice locations, great helicopter shots, cool looking truck. And again, I disagree with Sly. I think this has a fantastic soundtrack. And again, I think the Sly and the kid, they're good. Just see them bonding with each other. Sly teach him a little bit. This is why he's got this little weight machine here for his arm when he's driving. Teaching him a bit. Helping make him accomplish stuff. About working out. Oh yeah, these don't. Okay, so I was listening to the dialogues. Pretty much the kid kept crapping on his intellect, and oh, it's so easy to drive a truck. He's like, okay, if you think it's so easy, drive this truck. I thought this was kind of a nice way of doing it. I mean, the kid was ridiculing him. He could have yelled. He could have mocked him. It's like no, he's gonna be playful. He's like, okay, if it takes no brains to drive this truck, then go for it. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what you can accomplish. It's like getting the kid back, but at the same time not being mean, not being vulgar, not being angry, not being, treating the kid well, but at the same time teaching him a lesson. Guess it's kind of the equivalent of someone showing you how to ride a bike type of thing. But yes, Arnold, like his high profile concepts, he would gravitate towards, and I think that, and he would pit more directors. Like John McTiernan had not done Die Hard yet, but I guess he knew something about the guy. Same with James Cameron. So he got lucky having directors there that were going to do great stuff then and later. But that's okay. Pitt Ivan Reitman, pick Paul Verhoeven, things of that nature. Kissed you to death. Sly's just laughing the whole way. But I thought that kind of fear actually I just see it all over his face. He's freaked out. Gives the kid a sense of his accomplishment of doing something on his own, not being spoon fed, not having a silver spoon up his ass. So it even gives him more of a sense of accomplishment. See, I see this sequence alone. I'm sitting there going, how is this kid such a bad, awful actor? I don't understand that. At all. But I mean, that's just me, I guess. Well, not just me. I know Ben's a big fan of this movie. But yeah, I guess at the time, maybe people, they wanted Sly more like Arnold was doing. And they looked at the concept, they go, okay, a guy is going to an arm wrestling competition. It's him just goofing with his son. Okay, well, when's he going to punch someone? When's he going to shoot someone? When's he going to do this and that? But it's like, but you didn't see Cobra either. You didn't see Rambo 3 afterwards. So it's like, well, what is Sly supposed to do? He gives you the big bang action movies like Cobra and Rambo 3, and you don't show up. And then he gives you more series like this and the Lockup, you don't show up. So, wow. Mario Brothers. Way back in the day, man. See, that's what Mario Brothers used to be. Just that. This is 87, so. This is what I mean before the Nintendo game, I believe. Right? When did Nintendo enter the market? Oh, no, it was out in 1985. Oh, it was in U.S. test market as 85 and then released in 86. So, okay, it was out. It was out by then. Oh, yeah, this is when the kid loses. And he's like, oh, this is ridiculous. And he's like, hey, don't give up. Like, don't give up. Gives him a pep talk. Makes him believe in himself. And said it's okay, you can do it. You can accomplish something. But again, don't give up on things. You may lose, but you should always make a comeback and win again. But yeah, as a kid who's been spoon-fed the whole time. The world meets nobody halfway. If you want a mic, you gotta take it. Even if you lose as a winner, it's okay. Got a point. He's got a point, and I think people could relate to this, or they wanted a dad like Sly, like Sly's character, like Lincoln Hawk. And like I said, I know the film just gets bashed all the time. I don't think it deserves it. I really don't. There's a 5.8 on IMDb. That is a nice father-son story. Same rating as Cobra, actually, 5.8. Yeah, it says here, Sly explained why he agreed to appear in this movie. Golan kept offering me more and more money until I finally thought, what the hell, no one will see it. So, he said if he directed the film, he would have changed the setting to an urban environment, used score music instead of rock songs, and made the Las Vegas finale more ominous. Rich Zumwalt was actually the studio's third choice for Sly's rival. They wanted arm wrestling champion Cleve Dean. He was so massive compared to Stallone that he wouldn't have looked believable. They went with professional wrestler Ots Baker. That didn't pan out, so the role went to Zumwalt. Ots Baker, I think that was a guy in A Thief in New York, where State Plissy fought with the bats with the nails in it. I think that's Ots Baker. The guy who wrote the film said he was appalled at the changes in the script. His original draft wasn't nearly as dumb as the final film. It was more about truck driving and arm wrestling than it should have been. I don't think it was as dumb as that guy makes it out to be. I'd like to know what was so dumb about the film. Yeah, Winner Takes It All, that was originally sung by a guy named John Wetton, who was the lead singer of the rock band Asia. They didn't think his voice was mean enough, so the song was offered to Sammy Hagar, who did a music video, and Stallone was in the video. I know in one of the trailers you could hear that version, but I kind of wish that version was released. John Wetton's Winner Takes It All. Because if it was used in one of those early trailers, obviously it was done, but sadly just never released. I wish it was. I'd like to give it a listen to. So this originally Don Johnson was envisioned for the role. Here we go. Here we get a bit of action. Punch! There you go. There you go. It's like, come on, we got Sly, we got Stallone, we gotta have something in there. We gotta have him punch somebody. Gotta have a little bit of a car chase in there. Then later on, when he crashes through the gates to Robert Loggia's place, it's like we gotta have a little bit of spurts of action here and there. Sorry, now I'm just watching the film. Sorry about that. It was shot for 9 weeks from June to August 1986. Military academy scenes portrayed as being in Colorado were filmed in Pomona College in Claremont, California. The Kirkby Mansion at 750 Bel Air Road, LA, was used to portray the Cutler estate. This was also the home of the Clampett family on the Beverly Hillbillies. Parts of the film were also shot in Monument Valley, Utah. Olive View MCLA Medical Center was used for the hospital. See, I like that. I like these bonding moments, so it makes it more believable that they bonded. And that's the thing, is that it's taking its time, but in a good way. Because there are times where, oh, there's only like one or two scenes, all of a sudden they're best friends. Or, I'm like, wait a minute, really? I mean, just because of one or two scenes? I kind of wishing that there's a bit more. Like, recently I watched The Skulls. It was a request. By this point, it's been uploaded. And Paul Walker and Joshua Jackson, they have like two or so scenes, but then they're supposed to be so close by the end. I'm like, well, we've only seen them like 2 or 3 scenes hang out with each other. Did you have a little bit more to buy that better? And of course, that is the trick of, if you do too much, then it's a, okay, we did it, get along with your story. If you don't do it enough, it's like, okay, is it believable? Does it make sense? Like, as I'm watching, I'm just trying to sincerely wonder, what is this that's so bad about the film? A guy takes care of his son and treats his son well? Is that the unbelievable thing? The clothes. It's 1987. What do you want to do? Go to the future, see what's in fashion, then go back and put the clothes on? So the mom is played by Susan Blakely, which I think she was in The Lords of Flatbush with Stallone. But yeah, but that's the mom character. The Lords of Flatbush. She was in The Towering Inferno, 1974. Shampoo. After this, she was in Dream a Little Dream with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. My Mom's a Werewolf, which I don't think I've seen that one. I've heard of it. Let's see. Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2. The fact there was a first one of that, Jesus. And there was a second one. And the kid's upset because, we could have been here. I could have been there for her, but we took too much time. Did not get much of a chance to say goodbye. Which is not his fault, but he's got to find someone to blame. You got to find someone to blame. So. I love this music by Giorgio Moroder. I think it's beautiful. Beautiful music. I forget what it's called, the actual track, but I think probably my favorite score in the movie is this part. I'm trying to remember what this part is called. Maybe it's just the funeral theme. Which I don't know if there's been ever released officially, because you find on YouTube it's just people done their take on it. Because the story never really got a release. It was, there's pieces of it in the soundtrack, the fight being one of them, but yeah, this I always thought was a beautiful piece of music. This is a great shot. Like, come on now. The sun is setting, the camera moving around, the sky in the backdrop, the music. If this same fucking shot was in a film with Daniel Day-Lewis, they'd be perfectly fine with it. But because it's Stallone, oh my god, it's so bad, so shitty. Double standards, hypocrisy, all that shit. It is. I mean, that's the skin of it, Bubba. It's not that fucking bad at all. Not in the damn slightest. It's not that fucking bad. It's just not, in my opinion. It's not. Not as bad as people make it out to be. They never understood it. Never. I would love to hear the explanations as to why this film is so bad. The plot is silly. What's silly about the plot? It's about arm wrestling. This fucking power slapping nowadays. I think that's a hell of a lot dumber. So again, what is it? Give me a fucking break. Give me a break, man. Give me a fucking break. Okay, I know I need to get off that, but just, I don't know why that stuff just pisses me off, man. I think it pisses me off because I see so much other shit that, in my opinion, doesn't deserve the praise, but again, this film is so bad. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Are you serious? Like, really? Wow, this is where he's gonna bash through the gate. It's okay, motherfucker. He's got that glare. Which I don't mind his, I don't blame his mindset. The woman he loved died. This guy takes his kid. I don't care what happens to me, which he does go to jail. It's not like he doesn't go to jail for this, he does. He's like, fuck this. I think he fucks up Terry Funk as well. Or is that... No, maybe that's later. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember when that happens. Yeah, that might be later. I love the way he says, damn you, coming up. See, the kid does a good job there. He's believable, he's emotional, he's not faking it or anything. Man, they're really grabbing Sly there, especially by his hair. Damn, the cops got there quick. Is that the most unrealistic part? Cops got there like just in a few minutes. Okay, I'm sorry, yeah, that part's unbelievable. The cops are there within less than 5 minutes. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. How dare they? Bullshit. So fucking bullshit. Anyway. Bye, 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 bye. It's all bullshit. Is this a person from lockup? No, of course not. People probably make fun of this scene, like, oh my god, he's got sweat stains in the front and the back. But it's like, okay, if he had a perfectly clean shirt, people make fun of it. If you have a little bit of that, people make fun of it. So it's like you can't win either way. Pretty much the deal is, if he leaves, he gets out of jail. If he doesn't, he stays. I was beginning to think it was unpopular. I think with Sly, like, he has the right dialogue to say about it. I know you. I know you don't trust me because I haven't earned it yet. Like he says the right things to make him, stay likable. Together is all I can guarantee. I think Sly does a good job. I know for the longest time people just shit on him as an actor. I mean, you gotta understand, like, when he was born, the doctor screwed up with a forceps, whatever, and severed stuff in his cheek, so part of his face is paralyzed. I mean, in a weird way, wouldn't that be called like a handicap to have slurred speech because of that? That's why he has the crooked, the crooked mouth and all that. Is because half his face is paralyzed. So I find it funny that all these other people is like, well, this person has this, and isn't that so monumental? Congrats, even if they did the worst job ever. This guy worked his entire life with a half his face, his cheek paralyzed, but They don't want to mention that. And you know, they gave him his props for Rocky, but after that, it's like, oh, he's just monosyllabic. And it's like, well, he has the look, the stature, the presence that he can be a man of few words. And this is understated, it's subtle. I know I repeated that because I think those are the best ways to describe it. And then he gets a nomination for Creed of all things. I'm like, really? Creed? He got sick from cancer, he puked, and then he just talked. I mean, you tell me his performance in Lockup wasn't better? Copland wasn't better? What? I don't understand that, but whatever. Oh, this is where you're going to find the letters. Maybe the idea is that the mom kept the letters. Maybe that's the idea, is that the mom kept the letters. Maybe. But then why would she never tell her kid? So, no, she kept the letters, then she would have showed and told her kid about the letters. So, though, that can't be the case. Oh, yeah, because if you won, you get a new truck. But he's looking in his mom's room, so it seems like his mom kept it. Well, you know, that's his mom's stuff. I don't know why I'm honing in on that. There's a letter. Yeah, so if the mom had that letter, then why did she not show it to her kid? Maybe at the point the mom was, okay, you could talk to me, but I don't know. I don't know. If someone can explain to me, feel free. Oh, you only found one letter. Okay. So you found one letter. God, I remember that differently. So maybe that's the deal, is that they did throw away a bunch of his letters. Robert Loggia did, but he missed one. And so she kept the letters, and then that somehow got mixed up. But okay. For some reason, I kept remembering like all the letters, but you saw all the names as addressed to her. It's addressed to her specifically. So, like all the Christina, so one of his. So I guess now he kind of pieced together that maybe he threw away the rest of them, but this one got through. So that's my fault. I misconstrued what it was. I was just looking at the letters themselves. I wasn't paying attention to the name on the letters. So that's my fault. And yeah, I guess he came to the conclusion, well, there's one letter. I was never showed this, so that must mean there must have been a lot of other letters. and this one got lost in the shuffle. So. See, I have no problems with the way this looks because this is how it would look in the 80s. This is how Vince McMahon would have an arm wrestling federation. This is how he would have it. Like you WWF events, but you don't like personalities. And honestly, if it had these type of people, I would watch it. If it had these type of guys who are like this unique looks, guy punching his head, I'd watch this. Hell, lot more than that fucking Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Well, fight was fixed. Let's be honest, it was rigged. That was a fake fight. I would ask Sammy Hagar, I want to taste it all. You shit. I forget what the rules are. Like you did, if you lose once, it's fine. You have to lose twice. But doesn't Bull Hurley only lose once? So wouldn't he still have another shot? The Alka-Seltzer guy. I think that guy is I think it's one of them. I think is the coach from Shocker, I believe, for the Wes Craven film Shocker. He's the coach. I think it's the guy with the Alka-Seltzer shirt. I think. But I like how flashy this is. Idea it would be like how Vince McMahon, how like a WWF event. For understand, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I read that that guy who hurt his elbow, that was real. Because I heard something about like they actually did make a real arm wrestling tournament. Whoever won, and they just plugged in the Bull Hurley Stallone scenes in there. Just like doesn't matter who wins or loses, because still be Stallone and Bull Hurley. That's guys like Jimmy Snuka. The other guys like. Yeah, God forbid it's fun. I know. Shame of us for being fun. Something just reminds me like the older Macho Man Randy Savage. That guy's a bit like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Like I said, I forget what the rules are. Like you're allowed to lose once, but you can't lose twice. If you lose twice, you're out. There you go. But Bo Hurley only lost once, so does that mean he was still being able to? Okay, let's try one more time. So that unless it was only in this section, maybe I don't know. That's a bit of a weird rule. Cause like, do they only have in this section the semifinals that if you lose twice? More enemy, I hate them. Even this is like WWF promo, which was this is Fireplug. I love that guy. I think that guy was the coach in West Craven Shocker. I love that guy. And later on, I like when he say, this is like a switch. When I flip my cap, it's like a switch. Sorry, I'm not saying much. I'm just enjoying the spectacle of it all. A simple way to put it, second sucks. He eats the cigar right in front of him. I have a feeling this is when Stallone kind of watches when, what the fuck movie am I in? But underrated movie is what you're in, Sly. That's the sad thing with Sly is that I know I ragged on the guy because I think he could do better. This is his swan song years. And to be stuck doing shit like Armor that looks like crap. I've had people in my live streams go, "You want to see Armor?" I'm like, no, it looks like a remake of that film Armored. And it's like, who cares? Like, I try to remember, is this when he loses? Just that's where it says you can lose, you have to lose twice. So obviously they put that rule into effect for dramatic purposes to show a bit of danger, like, oh, he lost once, he may be eliminated, and then he meets his son again and kind of gets his spirits up, perhaps. Just a fire lit in his belly. But at the same time, you're sitting there going, yeah, because they lost once and before this. I guess in the final bit, it's like, okay, whoever loses. It's just strange to have this one bit be, okay, you gotta lose twice. Again, it seems strange this would be that one bit to have those kind of rules. Because I'm sure there's other guys that, they had to wrestle, 3 times or so to make sure. I don't know. Obviously, for dramatic license, they wanted to do that. Terry Funk himself. Rest in peace, man. I know I said that before, but can say it again. Yeah, this is when he fucks up Terry Funk. Sorry, I'm just listening to the dialogue Robert Loggia is saying, so sorry if I'm silent. I'm done talking. Here you go. Fuck you! Right through the glass. There you go. That that definitely puts some fire in his belly. Forgot he drank oil. I fight forgot he drank oil. See, now he's pissed. Now Sly's pissed. Don't piss off Rambo. I'm telling you. You don't want to piss off Rambo. Come on, Sly. Come on. Yeah, come on. Got it. There you go. This might be my second favorite Giorgio Moroder. Yeah, this is my favorite. This is my second favorite Giorgio Moroder piece of the score. My first is the funeral bit. This is my. He did a good job with this. You even see how, like, I mean, come on, like, I don't understand the unrealistic part. You know what's unrealistic? That fucking Tyson Jake Paul fight. That was unrealistic. And that's reality, Sally. That happened. That happened. A lot of these t-shirts with brands on them. Solo Flex there. You know, one had a Budweiser. Ah, there's the guy. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I know that's his name. I keep. That's what I keep thinking of. Ah, yes, the big bad bull Hurley. Sadly, he passed away. I forget when he passed away. Was it 2003 or so? Anyway, Sally's no longer with us. Would be great to have like a special dish. You know, I mean, Stallone. I know he doesn't do these, but would be great to have a special edition. See, I'm wondering, the Hacksaw Jim Duggan looking guy, who did he, like, he lost once to Sly. Who was the second guy he lost to? That's what I'm wondering. Who was the second guy he lost to? Because again, you lose twice, you're out. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to do other stuff. And actually it took a bit of time even have a different shirt on, but that's how it is out here. So I'll just edit this stuff together. I'm 1 hour 60 minutes and 5 seconds in. Unpause. Now, as we get into the finals with Stallone. I do like this guy made it to the finals because I like this actor. See if I can find this actor's name. Trying to think. I can't find what his name is. You look right here. Being pretty damn quick. I think that guy was Sam Starber. Yeah, I think that was Sam Starber. Hey man, you cheated. Yeah, because he was in Shocker as the coach. Apparently, Sam Starber was a football player before this. He was with the San Diego Chargers. Selected by the Dallas Cowboys in the 3rd round in the 1971 NFL Draft. So he's with the Cowboys and Rams in 71. Edmonton Eskimos, Detroit Wheels. Got to play for the Chargers from 75 to 76. Oakland Raiders in 78. Off-season and our practice squad member only, so there you go. Sorry, I'm now listening to the kids down there with Stallone. Just listen to the dialogue. Maybe some people would view this as too sappy. Maybe I was saying they would view this as too sappy, too syrupy. I'm not bothered by it. Not in this instance. Not bothered by it. I thought it worked fine. Like a machine. Like this truck. This is a flip switch. The flip. I love that whole idea. I'm a sucker for that. Maybe it's one of the reasons I have a backwards cap is because of this movie. Someone actually did send me that type of cap. I have it over there. I should have worn for this. I just thought that now, though. Didn't even think of it until now. Yeah, it's over the top, but Bull Hurley, Rick makes it work. I owed you. That was making. He's let go. He's let go. Just call him an asshole. You asshole. Is it? Did you say I want to break your shit and arm off? You only hear that term, your shit and arm. Like, Bull, I don't know how you take it crap. I guess I take it differently from you. Ooh. Of course, we gotta make him more of a bad guy. Headbutts him. Nowadays, they'd be automatic disqualification. I like the way this is edited. I like the weird, like, siren music it's not music, but the siren in the backdrop. Just try to raise the tension of the scene. I like the image too of his nose bleeding. So I like that choice. A little bit of blood, a little bit of color to add to the intensity of the spectacle. Why you want to own my ass so much, Bull? Damn. Get your own ass to own. Maybe the 80s have their own type of Craigslist for that. Own someone else's ass. And you do find on YouTube, there are people that the other guy is much more bigger and massive, and the person against him is smaller, but yet they're able to overcome. About willpower, about stamina in a weird way. See, I don't know if this would be an illegal move, just like re-dripping. I just maybe like the palm. I don't know. Maybe that was a rule in '87. Hey, the referees don't call it. it's it's legal. And both of them have good facial acting during the whole scene. And the director definitely is edited where multiple angles to raise up the tension, keep it not boring. Very satisfying, very... We have a little bit of replay of the music from the beginning in this country, which is nice. This film just, I feel, has so much more heart than a film like Real Steel and some of those other movies. Now, someone said this, if you look at that scene there, there's a guy in the back, kind of, like, I don't know, like back here, kind of walking, kind of looking behind him. That apparently... there was a final scene between Stallone and Robert Loggia where they kind of went their separate ways and like almost like patch things up and then go on their way. Which I guess would explain why Dan Stallone signed a contract, signed on the piece of paper that Robert Loggia gets custody, but that he would have reneged on that. But I guess they cut that scene for pacing. Love this song. Take it higher. This might be my favorite song on the soundtrack. Fire. That desire. Da, 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 da. I did higher. By Larry Green. And look at that, under 90 minutes long. Just under 90 minutes long. Didn't need to be longer. Didn't need to be overzealous. Now I'm just listening to the song. It's been a lot of fun watching this again. I apologize for the silent moment, because it's been a while since I've seen this movie. Probably since whenever I re-reviewed it. I don't know when. I think before that, probably been even more years, so... It's nice to rewatch films like this, back when films were worth a shit. And that's what kills me. Like, this film got ridiculed so much, and I'm sitting there going, have you seen the movies of today? Movies would be lucky to have as much heart, as much 80s badassness as a film like this does. Stallone was good. The kid, David Mendenhall, was good. The arm wrestlers were highly colorful personalities that you would see like in WWF at the time. Which was more fun, more memorable, more filled with personality. Has a kick-ass soundtrack. It's short. It's less than 90 minutes long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. This is a damn good movie. This is a damn good film. So I wanted to double check real quick. Yeah, see, because Robert Loggia has kind of like a dark blue suit. And then, if you pause... Well, actually, I don't know this... actually, I don't know what color suit he has, because it's just his head. If you pause at 1 hour 20 minutes and 22 seconds, yeah, 1:20:22, you see in the backdrop, there's some limos. There's like 2 limos by the Las Vegas Hilton. It looks like people watching Stallone. And then to the right, like, kind of look to the right, that's to this one pillar. Kind of, the guy's like right by the edge of this pond. You see a guy kind of looking back. He's walking towards the limo. We see he's like walking to the left there. I think that's supposed to be Robert Loggia. So, but we can't have those deleted scenes. We can't have a special edition. We can't have anything for this film. No special edition, no interview, nothing. So, go figure. Go fucking figure. It is what it is. It is what it is. But with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks once again to Ben for the commentary. Hopefully this commentary was okay for you. Really do appreciate it. It's great to watch this film again. Take care, everyone. And yeah, this is, to me, an absolute classic. I love this film. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.